What's going on, everyone? My name is Tom from Dreadlabs, and today we're going to talk about getting clients.
Dreadlabs.
Alright guys, so before we start the video, it would actually mean a lot to me if you can become a patron of mine. Thanks to my patrons, I'm actually able to help and keep this channel running. And besides that, by becoming a patron, you'll get access to a ton of perks. If you want to learn more, stick around till the end of the video. Alright everyone, so this video is a continuing progress on me trying to guide you a little bit on through how to become a better freelancer or how to become a freelancer in the first place. And most of these rules will not only apply to you as a graphic designer, but maybe also to you as maybe like a producer for different artists, or mainly like a freelancer in every creative, maybe even like in general being a freelancer. But for the main purpose, because my channel mainly focuses on being a graphic designer or being a music producer, or maybe like making your own fashion brand or something like that, I want to focus mostly on those kinds of things. So if you don't know who I am, or if you just clicked on this video and you never saw my channel before, my name is Tom. I run this channel called Dreadlabs, and basically this channel is all about making you better at what you do in the creative field. So that can be a graphic designer, someone who runs their own clothing brand, maybe like a music producer. My main purpose is to make you a better creative. That being said, I am also a freelance graphic designer and animator, and I've worked with a ton of clients over the past few years. Basically in this video, I will go in depth on how to start your network, and I'll give you guys some tips on expanding that network in the process of your freelance career. If you've watched my previous video being the roadmap of my career, you know that I actually started my network not in the creative industry whatsoever. So I'm gonna give you some tips that I myself only found out a little bit later in the process of my career as a graphic designer or as a creative in general. But if they're not applied to me exactly, they might apply to you. So if you just started out being a freelancer, you probably have an idea on what your dream project would be like. For me in specific, I really wanted to make album covers, and I wanted to be a graphic designer focused around the music industry. So basically doing tour flyers, lyric videos, album covers, album animations, anything in that like kind sector. And even more specific, I really wanted to do it for artists that I really liked. And at the time, those were like bass producers, so making like dubstep, jungle terror, stuff like that. But maybe in your case, it's I don't know, metal bands, or maybe it's pop singers, I don't know. But this brings me to my first point, and it's see if you can really start finding your niche and seeing what kinds of work you would like to do. So in my example here, we're still gonna talk about album covers. And of course, let's say I want to do album covers for techno DJs. Of course, I am not able to start out of nowhere and start working for like a giant techno DJ such as Charlotte de Witte or someone like that, because I am nobody at this point. But if you are really passionate about that field you want to do work in my case, techno music, for example, it's really good to start out with doing two things. The first thing you have to do is making a portfolio based on the scene that you want to work in. So make sure that you maybe have a little bit of a fan cover made up, or do some animations with some techno music in the background. But yeah, make sure that, for example, the Instagram profile or whatever profile you're going to use to reach out to your potential clients is really focused on that niche. Because what you want to do is, if a techno DJ would be looking at your page, for example, they would have to be immediately attracted to your visual style and the work that you do. It's probably a best practice to see if you can make your profile as attractive as possible to your potential clients. So make sure to fill it up with some free work if you haven't done any work yet, and see if you can get in touch with a couple of small-time producers. Maybe there are ones in your local area, maybe there are just some smaller artists in the scene that you really like, some upcoming talents even. But everyone has to start small, so it's probably the best to start involving yourself also in these smaller artists in that specific scene. I've talked about this in previous videos and live streams, but the most important thing is at the beginning, don't come off as someone who is, I don't know, like I would say kind of thirsty for clients. And what I mean by that is, you shouldn't just reach out to any DJ whatsoever, so not a big one but not a small one. You shouldn't reach out to any artist saying, hey, can I do your album covers? Because at that point, they are not looking for an album cover done by you, maybe not even in the general. So the first thing is just see if you can get on their radar without any intentions. For example, comment on their posts, or maybe you can send them a DM like, hey, I am a graphic designer, blah, blah, blah. I hope you like my work. No sale yet, no no pitch to get like your work yet, but just make sure that you are on their radar. If you start behaving this way on Instagram or on whatever platform you're using, sooner or later you will be able to get in touch with a couple of clients. And this is where you can really start building your way up and expanding your network, because it all starts with the first client. So the next step in expanding your network is, well, not really expanding actually, it's retaining those clients. If you are able to get a couple of clients where you can do multiple jobs for over the course of a longer period of time, let's say you do a couple of album covers for artist A within half a year or something. What's probably going to happen is this artist A is friends with other artists or other people in the scene. Let's call them manager A and artist B. And manager A and artist B reach out to artist A, if that makes sense, to ask them who did their cover artwork, or who did their lyric video, or who did their photo shoot, or whatever, you know? And this is where your clients start to A, be happy about the work that you deliver, and you will be able to maintain a longer lasting relationship with them. And B, other artists, managers, or anyone else in the scene are starting to notice your work through word of mouth. So that's basically the best and most effective way to get new clients and expand your network. Every single person I've worked with, or every other designer that I know, or every other photographer I know, has had the most success expanding their network in this way. And you're probably already wondering this, because I kind of mentioned it already, is, okay, how do you maintain a good relationship with your clients? This is a kind of a difficult topic, so I'm going to go and talk about it the way that I usually retain my clients. And in my case, it's maybe a little bit different than in your case, but rule number one is always try to be polite. And even if the client starts to get rude to you or disrespectful, the most professional thing to do is be calm. Don't get like angry at them or get disrespectful yourself, because that gets you nowhere. The second tip that I can give you about retaining clients is communicate. If you have a delay in delivering your works, or if there are some things coming up, things that your client should be aware of, be sure to communicate that as early as possible, so your client know what to expect from when working with you, or what to expect from you in general. It's kind of obvious, but yeah, I thought I'd mention it anyway. Alright, so the last tip that I can give you is give your client a personal touch. And that sounds like some weird empty phrase. What I mean by that is 99% of my clients have reached out to me through the internet by either a DM on Instagram or an email or any like digital messaging way. And what really helped me connect with my clients on a more personal level and gave them a more personal touch is immediately start meeting with them either in real life or via Zoom call, so they can see your face and hear you talk. That way it feels way more personal to start working with people over just emailing back and forth, because then they would only be able to read your text messages, and that feels way less personal, not only for the client but also probably for you. And this way you can also give yourself the opportunity to connect on a more personal level with your client as well. So this is basically a two-way street where both of you will connect on a deeper level. Sounds a little bit over the top, I know, but it definitely works way better than doing it over email. Alright, there you have it, a couple of tips on how to start or expand your network from the beginning. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions regarding your network, you can just ask me a question either on Instagram or in the comments down below, and I'll try to help you with your questions. I might not be able to answer your question by myself, but luckily we have a Discord community with over 2,000 experienced designers or members of the creative community. So if you want to network or ask your questions there, you can become a member of our Discord server. The link for that is in the description. So before we end the video, I just want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons. Thanks to you guys, I'm able to keep my channel up and running and give you guys new videos on a weekly basis. So by becoming a patron, you'll get access to all of the project files from all of my tutorials, you'll get a 15% discount in my Dreadlabs web store, as well as an exclusive Discord role. If you go one tier up, you'll also get access to exclusive videos, including a full video series on how to start your own clothing brand, as well as a lot more project files. So if you want to become a patron, there's a link in the description. Please leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe if you haven't already. And with all of that being said, this was Tom from Dreadlabs tuning out, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video.